assault on the street is not about winning or losing. It's about surviving. Do you think you have the necessary skills to survive an attack? Welcome to Nine Dragon Baguazhang for street combat. I'm Captain John Painter of the American Rangers. The techniques on this video are based upon my 20 years of experience in training law enforcement officers and defensive tactic trainers, as well as working as a professional bodyguard. Let's take a look at these techniques now.
This tape is about the circle walking method of Nine Dragon. We will show you how to begin practicing combat games to develop sensitivity and awareness. The Nine Dragon system uses internal and external energies to create a natural fighting style based upon each individual's personal strengths and power. Actual, rehearsed form practice is really not as important as understanding and incorporating the basic principles of internal and external energies as applied through the Nine Dragon Baguazhang system.
Now that we've looked at the ways of connecting the stance and the posture in the static movements, we're going to begin examining the way to walk in straight line and then in circular, as you're probably familiar with many Baguazhang styles. We use 5 basic ways of walking in the Nine Dragon system. We're going to look at the linear versions, and these versions will use stances or variations of the stances combined together to create movement. Let's step back over here first and take a look at the tiger. Now we know the tiger is a stance that shifts forward. When we are walking in the tiger position, the idea is to use the rear leg to push off and transfer the weight forward, but not too far forward. You don't want the weight to lean over like so. You want it to come right over the knee, right over the toe. When you look down, you should still be able to see your toe just a little bit in front of your knee here. You also want to make sure that the knee is not out of alignment here, but directly over the toe. Same thing true with the back. Mr. Lee, my teacher, always said, walk and move naturally. Don't do an exaggerated posture or position except to stretch. If you want to do tiger like this to stretch, that's fine. But when you practice it almost in a normal walking position, which is not much more than a shoulder width apart. So to do tiger walking, just drop down, and as you push, roll your weight forward, feel it transfer, feel it transfer, feel it transfer. This is allowing you to carry your body weight forward with all of your mass and momentum moving forward. Here. Note that I'm rolling my foot with each step. Rolling the foot allows me to transfer weight onto the foot, and then as my foot comes through, to push off with the foot. This push off is really important for the step through. When you take tiger walking and make it natural, you're still walking and pushing at the same time. That's a rapid movement, but you're walking and pushing at the same time. Because your weight is centered here in the dandian and not up here in the chest, your body weight is moving with a great mass of energy forward. This means if you were to push or something were to run into you, they bounce off. This is what we call the tiger. In dragon stepping, we're going to move forward from here, first by lowering the weight almost as though we were sliding forward. We slide forward and touch the heel down and roll and stay in the dragon position. Now at this position, my foot has no weight on the front, yet my weight has actually transferred forward here. So when I walk like this, I walk here and here without coming into the tiger, and here and here and here, like so. This is the way we'll move forward in the dragon. The weight always remains on the foot. As you can see, I'm also doing it moving backwards. Practice doing this until it's really natural. Don't try to make it exaggerated. Just relax and do it. The final type of stepping we want to look at today is called the white ape, or in the Bagua system, it's called the white ape step, and it's actually a circular step where we turn and step behind ourselves like so. We're going on a straight line, moving forward. Let me show you that from the side here. When I'm moving this way, I'm stepping in a circular pattern, almost like an ape that's spinning around looking for something, going in this circular pattern like so. You need to practice this. Keep your gaze relaxed, not focused. If you focus your gaze, you'll get dizzy. When you practice this not focusing on anything, you can go around and around like this and stay in a straight line without getting dizzy. That's important that you can keep that energy. These are the basic ways. Now we're going to look at the kind of power these things deliver. Pretty easy to see how the dragon step looks like it's moving out into this position. It's very easy to see the tiger energy moving forward like so. Let me show you if you keep the body correctly. Matt, if you'll stick your arms out and just give me like a frame like that. I want him to put his hands against my chest here. Now, if I step out into the dragon step, a lot of times you'd go down like this. This is not correct. Always in Baguazhang, the energy is traveling forward, always traveling forward. So when I move forward, my energy is going to go down, but forward as well, without putting weight on the front foot. So if he's holding against me gently like this, this will happen. Now notice there's no weight here. See? Let's do this again. Practice this with a bag or with a person, either one. Stand and relax, step into the stance, and then the energy transfers from the leg all the way up through the body, and that's what pushes him backwards. Now imagine if we added the hands to that. Let's take a look now at the tiger. When I move with the tiger, the same kind of thing will take place here. The energy is transferring forward. So we can see it from here. As I step forward, I first touch the heel, and then I push forward onto the front leg, like so. And again. Now, Matt, am I moving you backwards?
Yes, you are.
All right, here we go. From here, tiger. That's it. See? We want to be able to use that because later on, we can do almost like a double movement where the dragon begins the motion and the tiger finishes it. Let's look at that one more time. That gets even more powerful as the dragon begins the motion and the tiger finishes it. Like so. That's what we mean by using this linear power, which later we're going to convert to circular power. First, learn to do things the way you do them normally, walking. Then we'll start turning them into the circle as we move. After looking at the ways of using the linear postures for walking, we're now going to look at how to combine the linear stance positions with the upper palm or posture positions and move them as we move forward in a linear fashion. Some people call this linear Baguazhang exercise. This exercise we practice with all 8 of the palms. We're only going to show a few on this tape. If you'll simply go back and review how to do the basic palms in the static position, you can figure out exactly how to do these walking patterns. I think it's good. Remember the old axiom? If you give a guy a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach him to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. Well, I want you to learn how to fish. Fish for these palms. Learn how to use them. You're really not going to get it wrong as long as you follow my principles. We're going to start off showing the heaven palm. We're going to use the Tai Chi version. Now, in some walking patterns, people use what we call the immortal man step, or sometimes known as the tiger step. That's that rolling step we talked about earlier on in the tape. Rolling the feet, rolling the feet. This allows you to move that momentum forward and forward and forward like a rolling train. Sometimes we will use also called the sliding or the dragon step or the serpent step, where the weight is held back and the foot slides flat forward or is put down flat. Different systems have different ways of stepping in these patterns. Follow the system according to your teacher. This is the way I was taught, and so this is the way I practice. Each system is good. Just learn one technique and get very good at it. You won't have any problem. We're going to move forward now using the linear form of heaven. We're going to start off using the tiger. When we do the tiger, you'll notice the energy for the yang hand will be on the rear leg. So we'll do it like so for moving. Here's 1, 2. Each time the rear leg is pushing. 3, 4. Practice this as many times as you want like that, feeling that energy really pushing up from here each time. Now you can also practice this using the other stances. For example, you can practice this using the dragon. When you do the dragon exercise, same hand, same leg. Here, 1, 2, keep the weight back, hip under. 3, weight back, hip under, weight back, hip under, like so. Each time, the energy's still moving forward, even though you're back weighted. Now let's look at the earth palm. This is a twisting or torquing action. We'll do this linear exercise or linear form, coming forward using the Tai Chi position of the earth. So as we move forward, let's play with dragon first. 1, 2. Notice that each palm is covering the center line. 3, 4, like so. Don't do this with the palms open here. Although don't do it tight, but close it. 1, 2. Again, you can practice with any of the stances, any of the walking positions. Play with all of them until you get very familiar with them. Some more linear forms now with the palms. The lake palm, the Tai Chi lake palm, like so. Walking. Pick an imaginary line and move so that you step out and walk with the lake palm moving to one side. We're now using the tiger step, but we're using what's called the 7-star stepping pattern. So we're stepping from one side to the other side, back and forth, like so. Flow back and forth with this until you can feel as though you can step out of the way of something moving, here, like so. Use the palm. Here I'm using the yin palm up and the yang palm down into dragon. Use it any way you choose to use it, as long as you stay within the principle. Tiger, Phoenix. Use it any way you want to use it. Play with each of the palms. Work with them, step with them. Get to know them very, very much like they were intimate friends till they become comfortable with you and you become comfortable with them. Let's look at the 8 palm. Remember, we're using this, the 8 step. We're using this, closing. Put thunder palm with it, yin. Step in, close, open. Close, open. Close, open, close, open, like so. Close, open. Close, open. Practice this way. Always energy rising and expanding while moving. Progressively rising, expanding, moving. Get each piece one at a time. Then the power will be there even when you're on the run. Practice all of these, walking. Just take a normal walk and play with the postures until you can feel the energy rise from your feet, legs, hips, arms, shoulders, and into your palms. Project the emotional energy. Feel like a mountain, solid as a mountain when you're doing this step. That's important. Feel like the earth spinning when you're using this palm. Feel like a cannon bursting when you're moving forward with this energy. Get the emotional energy locked into the physical energy. Your power will be tremendous. Let's play with circle walking now. This is what most people think Baguazhang is all about. Actually, to get to circle walking exercise, we need to do all of the things we've done before to develop the linear strength, the physical strength, and the emitting energy strength before we really start walking the circle. Because we're practicing this for street combat and not just for chi development, we need to develop all of those strengths first. We're going to look at this as a circle. Your basic circle, the width of the circle, should be approximately something you can walk around for 8 steps. 1 with about shoulder width apart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like so. Not that big. Of course, you can make the circle as large as you want, and later on, you want to make it very small, so you can orient yourself to various directions in circular patterns. Baguazhang is very famous for its footwork and its ability to maneuver and get out of the way very quickly. Now, in orienting yourself to a circle, in the 9-dragon system, we normally begin practice from the inside of the circle, and we move out, stepping out with the foot, and then around the circle here. Various stances and walking patterns are used. Phoenix, as you see there, tiger here, dragon, also the sliding footstep, and the rolling footstep. You should practice with all of these to understand the different types of energy they will impart to each of the palms. You can also orient yourself in certain directions. The inside of the circle is thought of as being the void, and so you will try to orient yourself to the inside of the circle most of the time, like so. But some of your movements will also orient themselves off on the tangent to the circle, like so. At times, as you turn or change directions, or as you're walking, you may also orient yourself away from the circle, like so, moving out to the outside of the circle. So we can orient inside, on a tangent, and to the outside. And the principal concept in circle walking is to develop a balance and the ability to really put the waist twist into the action. This really stresses the muscles here in the side. I begin to train slowly, very slowly. If you can only turn the body when you're standing here in dragon stance, there's the middle of the circle. You can only turn this far without it straining you, then turn this far. If it's easy to go this far, then go this far. So only go as far as it is comfortable and slowly work to stretch so that you can orient farther and farther in as you move. This is really important. Don't overstress this. Then you walk around the circle for 1, 2, 3, 4, as many revolutions as you'd like. As you walk around the circle, use the foot pattern of your choice. When you want to turn, you will use various steps. The first one is called the ba, or 8 step. In this system, the ba step is done with the foot, turning inward slightly as you place it down. The weight transfers over the step, the knee directly over the toe. The rear leg flows in and touches, heel down. The weight transfers through the left leg to the right, coming down like so. Now the energy is going this way, and as you transfer the weight, it goes this way. From here to here, before the leg begins to bind, the weight comes up, the leg pops off, and carries the momentum back around. Then you're walking back in the opposite direction. This is the circular change. Coming in, stepping, toeing in, and off. And in this particular system, the object is to walk the circle and be able to make the change without losing the momentum of the turn. So you're not coming through here, suddenly stopping, and then pushing off. You are carrying the flow of your weight around and back, and around and back. That's the major objective of the ba step turn. Another type of turn is also called the hooking step turn, in which you can place the foot slightly in and hook the foot in here. Again, it's very important to transfer the weight directly onto the knee, not in or out, but directly over the knee and back. When you step here, don't step too far out with the foot. Keep the foot tangent to the circle so that when you step off, you can quickly lift this leg and carry it back as you walk around in this direction. Then you can make the turn by hooking the foot and stepping each time. Using different heights in terms of the direction and the movement will also increase the strength in your legs. You may also turn to the outside when you're walking. So you might walk around the circle. From here, toe out, use this ba step, and come back in to the circle, like so. This is called an outside turn. From here, toe out, toe in, toe out. With the hooking version, you'll step here, toe out, hook around, step back in, come back. This is the way you change the circle. Be sure you carry the head upright and not leaning over and the back not bent. If you do this, you throw off the entire weight of the body and your turns will be slower and off balance. This is the way of changing the circle. Okay, let's take a look now at this. Matt, will you step forward a second? Let's suppose I'm using the ba step or the turning step. Let's put Matt right in the middle of the circle here. Say he was oriented about right there. That's fine. I just kind of put your hands up like this. I'm walking here. As I move and I want to do the ba turn, when I come in the proximity of his hand, I take the turn here, and this energy turns like this and allows me to push back into him from another angle. See? This is what I want to do. If I come around this way, and I do the ba turn, my energy starts flowing in from my hip like this and allows me to push him as I step off each time I move. If I'm using the hooking step, then when I come in, he's maybe in a little bit wider stance, like a martial art type of stance. When I come in from here, I do the ba step here. My hooking step comes in like this. Now I can trap his leg, or I can just simply step in, and as I start to walk the circle, pull him off and control him. This is how the hooking step can be used. Hooking step can be used to come anywhere into his inner leg, break the knee here, cause him to move off balance. The ba step is used for a rapid transition to strike. These are the two ways we'll be practicing with this as we move, so we can suddenly turn. This would mean if he's striking at me here, I'm suddenly turning and moving back the other way, coming in to attack him, rather than confronting him head on. So if you practice this in your circle walking exercise, you'll understand how to change this momentum and how to transfer it into energy that you can blast right into the opponent. I would suggest as you practice using your Bagua circle walking that first, don't do any postures at all. Simply orient yourself to the middle of the circle, tangent the circle, and then sometimes the outside as you turn. But practice the walking first, practice the changes and so on. When you're familiar with the change and the walk and the movement, then start getting more and more familiar with different sizes of the circle, large and small. After you've done that, practice walking and using that white ape step, which is really just two ba steps or a 360-degree turn. So you can spin 360 degrees inside or outside as you walk around the circle like so without losing your momentum. This way you can turn in and out and circle. It's very, very good to be able to dodge and manipulate your body by using your footwork. See, if you only manipulate your body from the upper part, then you won't have power in your hand if you have to suddenly turn and strike. And you want power in the hand when you can turn and strike. And as we've said all along, that power in the hand has to come from the foot all the way up. So practice all of these exercises now. Let's now discuss the idea of circle walking using the postures. If we've reached this part in the tape, we should have practiced all the other information up to here. We will start in the middle, standing in our void position like so, and relax the body. Get very just dropped and at ease, very natural. As we begin, let's look at some variations of the heaven palm posture to walk the circle. Stepping outside of the circle first with the left foot. Shift the weight to the right. Step out with the left foot. As you do so, bring the palm forward from here, starting with the heaven palm yin, and turn it up to yang about right here at the abdomen. As you move out into the circle, keeping the palm here, begin lifting it upward until you're holding it at about shoulder height. And notice elbows are below the shoulder, wrist is above. The hand is not cocked, but relaxed, lifting. The variation of that is to press inward here. For now, we'll do it like this. This is almost a static posture with a moving stance. So it's like standing meditation, but it's being done while you're moving. You walk the circle with this, and then you turn, toe in, go to the yin position, and flow back out to the yang position. Continue walking. Do this as often as you like, many times as you like, turning, dropping the energy, rising with the energy. Use all of the principles you've already learned up to this point. Moving. You can turn to the outside as well, from here to here to here. Just make sure the hand movements match the body and foot movements as you move. Don't worry about your breathing. Let yourself breathe naturally. Outside turns and inside turns. Practice your movements from this position, using now the yang palm to change from here to here as you walk. Each time feeling the energy change when you make it. Each time, feeling the energy flow. Create variations for yourself, but stick with the principles. Walk the circle using the divided palm, keeping the hands inside. Change it to a Tai Chi palm. Change it to a twin yin palm. Lift it. Make sure the lift is pushed by the foot when you step. So, but not visibly. In here. Turn. Lift. Push. Just coordinate each motion with your foot each time you step. So the foot is pushing it. Make sure the foot and leg push the thing as you move. Try to get where you can walk smoothly and almost naturally with each palm as you make a change, like so. Now you want to take each one of the palms and practice this way, individually. So you understand the emotional energy we talked about earlier and the body dynamics involved in each one of those palms. In discussing the circle walking techniques with the heaven palm, we look at applications. We have both the twin yang, the twin yin, and the Tai Chi. Now, Matt, will you come in and help me just a second? We're just going to look at an idea about the way these things can move in a circle. If we apply these, let's say Matt's hands are here on my body in some manner. I can use the twin yang posture just simply to come up, turn, lock and break his arm if I want to, and throw him away from me. The energy is very smooth and very even. Okay, just a little bit quicker with that. We'll just do it here. Just turn and push. See? I'm breaking this down very slowly. We're not trying to do it at combat speed, just so you can look at it. All right, the next thing would be using the twin yin palm here. Okay, let's suppose I'm standing here and you come up, you throw your arms around me to bear hug me. Use the twin yin palms. Go to the twin yang palm. Spin you off. See? Just that simple. All right? Now let's suppose that I was going into the chin na, which we'll discuss in a later tape. Chin na means holding or grasping or seizing. And suppose you were punching. Don't do it yet. Let me show you. I'm going to use this palm in this manner. First, twin yang, then over. Okay? So you would punch here, and I would simply intercept it, come in here for the arm bar, and then project you away. This is some of the way you can play with the idea with a friend of how to flow when you use the yin and the yang palms of the nine-dragon Bakwa art. Looking at the earth palm twisting, we can still walk the circle using this concept as well. You can use all the basic palms to walk the circle. Start with earth palm, you begin in the middle, and you can go out as you step out, beginning with the yin position, move outward, walk the circle with it in the twin position, practice the dragon step, practice the phoenix step. You can practice all of the turning motions. Each time you turn, turn in and turn out. Then you can switch. You can have this palm or this palm position, either one, as you walk the circle. When you make the change, turn, change, change, so that you put the energy in each step. That's the important point. Notice I'm orienting to the center. I'm going to look off at a tangent. I'm going to look off to the rear. I'm going to look back to the center again as I walk, so that I can direct my attention everywhere. Keep the gaze spread out wide. Don't look narrowly at one thing. Keep it so you can see your bottom finger here, your upper finger here, your peripheral vision. Don't open your center line. Keep it closed. This is really important. The way this kind of thing works is, Mike, can you help me a second? Let's say we're here and Mike's hand is coming out like this. I don't want to knock him out of the way. He's just reach forward. I'm going to use it this way. This is my circle walking. See, I'll start turning the circle. Here. Use this palm to knock him out of the way as I move. If he grabs hold of my wrist here, I'll use this earth palm. Shoot my hand up. Shoot my hand down. See? Control him. Shoot my hand up. Control him. But this is soft. The energy is soft and gentle. Here. Grab for my throat here. Up, down. See, we can lock in. This is what circle walking becomes in terms of application as we work on it. At first, though, we just simply walk the circle gently and relaxed and be really at peace. That's the idea as we move here. The fire palm, explosive energy. Walking the circle with the fire palm from here. Circling. Keeping the energy lifting in your mind all the time. Turning here. Lifting. Change again. Come into the Tai Chi posture. Come into the Tai Chi posture. Each time pushing, moving, controlling the energy. Go to the outside. Push. Lift. Push, lift. Each time, controlling the power from the legs up. Keep moving. Press out. Press up. Press in. Play with the palm until you understand how to use the energy. That's so important. Just keep using that energy until you really feel it rising out. When you come into tiger, come from the back leg with this hand. When you come with dragon, come from the front leg with this hand, like so. Come with both hands to lift. Very powerful. So we can play here for just a second. Again, we're not trying to show application. We're showing ideas. We'll put Matt right here. I'm walking here. His hand reaches out. This is the palm moving down, the palm moving up under here, coming off that back leg to strike him, you see? So I might be walking here and he reaches out, start to turn, boom, I'm coming back in, see? He starts to hit over here. I come back over here, start turning, palm moving, fire palm. Practice it slow first, then work your circle walk. Then practice with a friend, slowly, gently. That's the way to learn. The twin water palm here. In walking the circle, step out with the water palm, turn, flow gently around the circle, relaxing. Just almost meditating as you're walking. Turn, flow down, flow back up. We call this a single palm change with each of the postures when we make it like this. Turn inside, turn outside. Inside and outside. Now you'll notice just then, I wanted to illustrate, this was incorrect. Turning here, dropping the arm down, the body not moving. If you're going to turn to the outside as you move, or to the inside as you move, as you're walking, make sure when you make the turn that the hands are all part of the action and everything moves together. Don't move and then move your hands like that. Always move everything as a part of the whole. Each thing, as you turn, as you move. This is the Tai Chi posture walking. Water palm. Holding the palm in a position and walking sets a neurological response into the body that allows you to move from any position into that posture very rapidly, almost always at the same space and same place. That can make you a lot faster in your movements. Now, Terry, let's look at this for just a second. These are little games to get the idea here. You stand here. I'm walking this posture. He reaches out with his hand. I just lift up. As I lift up, you see I'm stepping in. I've done my boss step already. So now I'm pushing off. So that just throws him up and out, like so. Terry? Using it in the Tai Chi position, I'm right here. I come down with this one, sucking him in, and that throws this one up to strike him as I move out. So I get the idea of pushing and lifting, pulling down and lifting as I step. If I just strike him with that when I'm moving, then I come here, push him down, strike with this one. Now if I change it again, I strike him again as I walk around him. And keep on doing this. Most of the time I won't be walking around the man I'm fighting. I'll be moving right straight through him, as we'll see in a little bit later. The thunder palm circle walk is an excellent technique to build up a great deal of internal energy. Start by compressing the body downward, and as you step out, expand into the yin twin position, carrying it around. When you turn, close, open, close, open. That's one variation. Again, you can turn, close, open, so the energy goes to the outside, close, so this energy goes to the inside, open, so this energy goes back to the inside here, and travel. Or you can simply just close and open back to the inside. The way you do this is completely up to you. But you should practice to experience all the various methods and manners of closing and opening, of walking from here to the outside, close, open. You can also practice close, open, close, open, a 360-degree pattern like so, called circling the circle. Then switch, and yin, yang, walk, and yin, yang, yin, yang, walk, yin, yang, yin, yang, walk. Now I'm pausing here as I walk to show you or to illustrate where the power is coming from the back leg. In reality, when you're strolling the circle this way, you would simply turn like this and keep on going with each palm moving. This is flying, it's called, without a pause in your movement, but the energy is coming up and out from the body. So it's traveling in and out as you move from the legs, from the waist, and from the body. So it's always flowing like so. That's the thunder palm. Mike, come here. Take a look at this here. Put you in the middle again. Play with you this way. I'm walking around. Mike is here. I turn with the thunder palm, and boom, like so. Or I come around here and I turn with the thunder palm like this, and then strike here with a double yin. Bang, here, here, whatever. Walk underneath, use the water palm, come back to thunder palm, like this, to strike and push and moving. Let's say he's on the outside of the circle. I'm right here, right about there, and I'm walking around here. I'm going to do the outside turn, here. 1, 2, see here. I want to come way back around, hit him like that. Fine, then I'm moving away this way. So I'm simply deflecting him, here. Boom, 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 like this, moving. This is how the palm flows. Practice this a great deal. Play with a friend, gently and slowly. See what you can get out of it, always with full body energy. Now the Baguazhang 9-dragon system utilizes this penetrating wind palm in the circle walking. So we begin, we relax, we turn towards the outside, we bring the hands up, we begin walking the circle with the wind palm. This looks almost like a bird's wing hanging down. You can hold it here, or you can hold it in the divided position, like so. You can also hold it in the Tai Chi position, like so. Any of these are correct techniques or methods. Let's look at it here. First we'll walk like this. Then we'll start to change by coming in, lifting up, and then down. This is one change. Crossing, up, lifting up, and then down. A nice smooth movement here. Again, I'm pausing to show the action, because actually, when you do it, you simply come up and flow back around with no pause. You can move the arms and flow with them as long as you're lifting and dropping and lifting together. That's important. Basically walk for a while holding it like this so you understand the posture. Then hold it a while like this. And doing the Tai Chi move, turn in, here, lift, and push. And rotate as you walk here. Then lift and strike here. Lift and strike. Outside turn, little variation there. Lift, up, and strike, lift, change. Each time you move the hand, you should feel as though there's something pushing from the foot. Even if you're dropping the hand downward, there should be something pushing, even in your stepping pattern from here as you move. Stepping, turning, stepping, turning, stepping, turning. as you walk the circle with the wind palm. The 360s can move, turning the circle like so, turning the circle here, using the wind pattern. Terry. You have Terry's hand here, like this. I'm coming in, I'm going to make the circle change and go here, 1, 2, like this, chopping in. Maybe Terry's reaching forward. I go 1, 2, like so. Any type of turn, this hand. Change, strike, lift, strike, 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 strike. This kind of a turn. You could be elbowing. Strike, here, strike. This could be an upward strike. So each time, the whole body's involved with the action. That's how you play with the wind palm. Play it first on the circle and get used to it. You may be getting the idea by now that each one of these techniques is really a martial art into itself. That it's not just all 8 palms. Any one palm can actually be used in a defensive way against almost any technique. Now let's look at the leg palm, circle walking, the yin and the yang. Remember, it's like a bird sweeping the water here, this way and this way in the Tai Chi. So walking the circle, relax in the middle, stand still, and open up with the yin, move into the yang, hold it here, centering the fingers over the center of the circle. Be sure and keep the head up, hips under. I'm simply using the tiger stepping pattern to illustrate these. But remember, you can use all of the different types of stepping patterns for walking. Here, here, here. This is the Tai Chi pattern. 1, strike, block, strike. Just program into your mind the idea of skimming the lake like a bird and flowing. With each movement, there must be energy coming into the hand. Orient tangent to the circle, orient into the circle, orient out to the circle. Play with this till it becomes apparent how you can transfer energy from the leg into the hand. You look at it, play with it. Oh, let's try this, Matt. Here's Matt's hand here. I'm walking the circle. I'm going to hook it like this, and part of the hook is going to be part of my turn in the ba step. So I go here, bang, kidney strike. See? Just hooking in. Bang, kidney strike here. Walking around him, his hand comes up here. This way, hooking. Kidney strike here. Hooking to his inside, here. Like this hand. Can come in here, hook. Abdominal strike. Throat strike. Straight, right into the face, here. This is hooking and catching. Relaxing. This can also be striking him here, hitting or hitting. So I just want to play with this. If he's off the line of the circle here, like this, I'm walking around, he comes here, boom, hit him. This way. Catch him. Come back. This is how the posture moves and flows. Like a blade cutting or a bird skimming the lake. Work with it. Look at the power. Try to feel it. Get the energy down. That's very, very important. The mountain palm. Still, quiet, but very powerful, uplifting. A lot of pressing upward type of energy at a slant. So we use this to begin walking the circle. Here, open up. The twin posture. When you make the twin posture, be sure and push with both hands into the center. Walk. Then turn. Turn, drop down, lift up. Walk. Turn, down, up. Turn, down, up. Practice this over and over. Turn outside, down, up on the step. Outside, down, up on the step. The Tai Chi posture, down, press out, press in, walk. Change. Palm out, palm in. Change and play. Outside, turn, press, walk. Keep center line closed, not open. Here. So. Turn. Here. Here. Upward lifting. Always upward lifting. Let's try this, Mike. Okay. From this one, I'm walking here. He comes in. I just drop down here. I might want to do my turn and unbalance him and step in and just shove him this way. Gently shoving him out of the way. I might walk in here and do my turn down from this palm to redirect his arm using the Tai Chi posture to push him as I step and walk on out of the way or wherever it is I want to go. He might be walking towards me and I just simply step here and push him to move him, throw him out of the way. This is the way we use this palm in practice. Play with a partner, but first play with yourself as you move around the circle, playing with your own internal energy. And by that I mean, how does this feel? Do you feel strong as a mountain when you do it? That's ask yourself that. Do you feel like you're really pushing up the side of a mountain? Use your mental image. If you do that with each of the palms, you're going to connect mind and body together. The goal of training each individual palm in circle walking and linear walking is, as I've said earlier in these tapes, is to get the idea of the energy that transfers from the ground up. Now, finally, what you want to come to is walking the circle or walking the linear forms using all of the palms in sort of a freestyle practice. Be careful when you do freestyle practice that you don't negate the principles. Always use the principles as you walk. So what you want to do is you want to start off and stand, and then open up, walk your circle, and flow from one palm to the next, making your changes and your variations. Just enjoying what you're doing, but putting the energy and power into it. Using a different palm each time you move and turn, even using them as you walk. Around the moon. Big dragon turns around. Fire palm. Water palm. Flow with the water palm. Wind palms. Practice these turns, changes and movements. Thunder palm. Each time you practice, you get just a little bit better. Flow with each one. Mountain palm. You learn more about it as you walk, as you play. Just keep doing this and walking. Sometimes you might even want to make what's known as a double palm change, where you would come in, heaven palm, one. Another ba step, back to the center, and then flow back in. But this is freestyle practice, so just play. 1, 2, 3, another variation, 4, from here. Or 1, 2, 3. Eventually, once you understand how to let go of the energy, emotionally and physically, of each palm, you can then make what we call divided postures. Here, and then split postures. A heaven palm, yang, and a fire palm, yang. And you can combine these in various ways. There are over 64,000 variations of these palms. You'll never do them all in a lifetime. Just practice them. Enjoy them. Learn their energies. And you'll be on the road to developing the Baguazhang concept of the 9-dragon system. Terry's going to help me illustrate a couple of games for learning the centering concept in Baguazhang. Centering means to let the energy drop. It's our natural reaction when somebody screams to come up like this, and this makes our center rise and our balance is totally out of control. So here's a little game you can play to develop combat application principle to drop the center and be ready to move. Have your partner stand facing away from you like so. Just stand normally. And then you stand back here. And then don't tell him when you're going to do it. You make a loud noise. When you make the noise, he must instantly drop the center and be prepared to move off. Let's do it like this. Hey! Good. Just like a cat preparing for movement. And do that a few times so you get the idea of dropping and not rising. Hey! Like so. Very good. The next thing is come up with your partner so he still can't really see you. And reach out and press on his shoulder. When you do, he wants to give way. I'm going to press forward like this on Terry's shoulder, and I'm going to yell at first. So when he feels the touch, I want him to just give way with his shoulder and his body and just move easily out of the way rather than reacting back into me. Hey! That's the idea, just like that. Now do this from the back for a while, and then practice it from the side, here. Hey! Well, he flows out of the way like so. And you can also practice it from the front, from here. Hey! Just move. That's it. You notice in this one, Terry started bringing his hand up. That's exactly what you want to do. Pretty soon you'll start just reacting and moving out of the way, using the posture and the palm. If you don't train this kind of reaction, when somebody jumps out at you, you'll never be able to defend yourself well. Just training form is not enough for defending yourself on the street. So we need to know how to do this. Of course, not everybody's going to yell when they come at you. So sometimes just stand behind your partner, press forward, and when he feels the lightest touch on his garment, then he starts to move. Then you can move in the back and you can start pressing a little bit faster, see, each time. This is the way you practice, just like this. Good. You want him to drop the center and move. Eventually, you will stand here with your partner. If you'll stand behind me, Terry. Go back there where I can't see you. You stand here with your partner. You'll start to open up into one of your palms or whatever. So when he starts to touch you, you feel the energy and you start to move. You drop the energy down. Don't take a big, wide stance. Just simply, as he reaches, just turn and go for him. Then you're going to get out of his line, out of his way, and out of the energy field. He might touch pushing my shoulder here. I roll around him like this. I want to be able to almost develop eyes in the back of my head so I can sense something coming at me. And I know this sounds a little esoteric, but the fact is, if you will go back on the first part of the tape, look at volume 1, and stand. When you start standing up to 20 minutes a day, you'll develop that kind of sensitivity. Now, in playing the next game, this is called the pushing palm art. We move through here. What we're going to do is, I'm going to be somewhere in here, he's here, we're walking from here. Then he may push towards my face, and I may redirect with one of my palms and just try to press him. Or I might come underneath here and try to press him here. He'll come down and try to hit me here, and I'll have to come around like this. I'll hold him here, move around. He might come in here. So we're just going to play with each other like two dragons flying around in the clouds. If the game gets combative at this point in your training, you're going to make a mistake. So play it joyously and with relaxed energy. So when you do this, let's just play just a second of this, all right? And watch out, we've got the stepping pattern on the floor, right? Just move here and just play gently here, palm up, flow down, out, turn, good, excellent. Here, push, strike. Very good. Strike from here. That's it. Oh, good, all right? Block and turn. Push, pattern. Palm push. There, see? Just like that, okay? Just play the game and have fun. That's the idea. This will teach you a lot more. If you get too serious, you get tense. If you try to win, you get tense. Don't get tense. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed. Sung. That's the secret. When you're practicing, be natural. Don't take real convoluted stances or get tense. Look back in this series from the beginning and look at each step, step by step. If you take each piece one at a time, you can progress. You can become quite proficient in the nine-dragon Baguazhang system for combat application. But you must take each thing a step at a time. Please don't rush through the tapes and just take the last part on some tape and try to copy it. You won't have the energy that came before. There's a tremendous amount of energy here. Take your time. You have the rest of your life. Thank you for being with me.
We have taken the second step on the road to developing the nine-dragon street combat methods. In Volume 3, we will begin to put these fighting principles into practice with applications against various martial arts, boxing and street fighters, and moving at full combat speed in many of the applications. I hope you will join me for our next course in nine-dragon Baguazhang street combat concepts. This is Captain John Painter. I appreciate your time and energies.